we think about Santa Claus, the teaching of Santa Claus is what? He knows if you've been good or bad, right? He's got sort of some list. Those who are good, those who are bad, are you going to be punished? Are you going to be rewarded? Well, in the Hindu tradition, the law of karma does that. We don't need a figure sitting there keeping the lists, because the law of karma does that. And the whole concept of, coming down the chimney and putting the gifts under the tree that are wrapped up and you're going to get them. Well, in a way, if you think about it, the fruits of our karma are very much like that. We don't necessarily know what the fruit of our karma is going to be. We know you plant seeds of peace, there will be peace in your life. You plant seeds of love, there will be love in your life. You plant seeds of violence, hatred, dishonesty. That's what's going to show up in your life. But we don't know exactly in what way. Well, in the same way, the Christmas gifts are wrapped, right? Under the tree, they're all wrapped up. We don't know what's inside. So you could think about, I've never thought about it like this, but now that the question is there, you could think about the fruits of our karma being very much like the gifts under the tree. They're all wrapped up. We have no idea until it appears. Now, of course, with karma, they don't all appear at once. It's not a matter of sunrise on one morning and all of a sudden everything appears. It's more like Christmas on a minute to minute, moment to moment basis. But we have this law of karma that really does know, like Santa, if you've been good, if you've been bad. Unlike Santa, though, there's not a sense of rewards and punishments. And so when we're taught as kids, Santa knows if you've been good or bad, it's all about if you are good, you'll get good things. Means lots of presents. If you've been bad, you won't get presents. You'll be punished. Karma actually isn't like that, though. Karma doesn't function on a rewards and punishments basis. It functions much more on a level of nature. That which you've planted is that which you're going to get. Sometimes it's sweet. Sometimes it's bitter. But it's all A, a result of what we've planted, and B, it comes not as a reward or punishment, not because we are good or bad, but because that which we get is actually that which we need to take our next step closer to God. Christmas isn't quite so discriminating. You wanted a truck, you've been a good boy, you cleaned up your room every day, you took out the trash, all right, here's your truck. Karma is a little bit more discriminating. You may want a truck, and you may have been good. But what you need may actually not be a truck. What you need may be a chemistry set. Because what you don't know is that actually it's that chemistry set that's going to ignite in you a love of chemistry. And you're going to grow up and be the next Einstein. Now you may be sad, I wanted a truck. Like, what do you have to do for a truck around here, right? I was a good kid. did my homework, took out the trash, cleaned up my room. Why didn't I get a truck? And with karma, it's really important that we recognize the universe is not there rewarding or punishing us. It's not a matter of if I do things that are good, I'm going to get whatever I want. You see this a lot. Puja Swamiji always jokes that and I'll say it in Hindi because it actually works better in Hindi, but then I'll give it in English as well. But he says कि हम इष्ट के पास जाते हैं लिस्ट लेके. That we go to God with a list in our hands. That in our minds, somehow, if we've been good, if we've done our prayers, we've done our seva, we've done our puja, we've done all of the things that we're supposed to do, we should be able to show up to God with a list and say, okay, now, do you have a pen? Here's what I want. And this is what, type of car I want, and this is what type of house I want, and this is the university that my kid should get into, and this is the job that I want. And that's not the way that either karma or grace works. So Santa may be amenable to your lists and your letters, but the law of karma is much more focused on actually, what do you need to take your next step closer to your awakening, your connection with God? The example that I give on this frequently is, we walk up to a vending machine and we put in our 100 rupee bill or 50 rupees or whatever it is, and we hit the button for chocolate. And a chocolate bar comes out. The vending machine doesn't care that you're 500 pounds and you're diabetic and your teeth are rotten and have fallen out. All the vending machine cares is you've put in your money, you've pushed the button, comes out. And we go through our spiritual life as though somehow the universe, especially the spiritual universe, were a vending machine. I'll do my prayers, I'll do my puja, I'll do my service, I'll do all of the things I'm supposed to do, I'll be a good person. Now, here's what I want. And when we don't get it, we decide that the vending machine must be broken. I've got, the wrong guru. I'm praying in the wrong temple. I'm praying to the wrong divine incarnation. Okay, Hanuman won't give it to me. Fine. From now on, I'm going to pray to Ganesh. Maybe he'll be nicer and give it to me. As though somehow it's simply a matter of finding the right vending machine that's going to give you what you want. But actually, the divine universe, whatever aspect of it we pray to, by whatever name, whatever form, is giving us actually what we need. And so, should you find yourself at 500 pounds and diabetic and your teeth are rotten, and you put in the money, you may push your button for chocolate. But, the bag of celery comes out instead. Not because the machine is broken, not because you've got the wrong guru or the wrong Isht Devta or the wrong mantra or the wrong CD or the wrong book, but because actually the celery is what you need, not the chocolate. And so, when we have our law of karma, instead of thinking about those gifts that you open, not just on December 25th morning, but every minute and every moment as the gifts of our life appear to us, let us ask ourselves not, oh my God, how did I possibly get this? This isn't what I asked for. I gave a list of 100 things. This wasn't on there. Instead of being upset about that, or feeling like, why am I being punished? As though somehow the universe is out to get you. My friends got what they asked for. Even worse, they got what I asked for. Like somehow the list's crossed in the mail, right? Instead of being worried about that or upset about that, instead, understand that I'm getting exactly what I need. Not because I've been good or bad, but because we're all walking, an internal journey to the truth of who we are. And for that guy, yeah, the Mercedes might absolutely be the way in which being wealthy, being someone that society looks at and says, oh God, I wish I were him. That may be, for whatever reason, the most conducive situation for him to take the next step on his path. And for me, having to walk to work every day, or ride my bicycle, or take the bus, may absolutely be the most conducive way. Not the bus itself, not the bike itself necessarily. Sometimes it is. Sometimes that actually becomes exactly what we needed. Because wow, on my bike I met so-and-so, on the bus I met so-and-so. And that's actually what was supposed to happen, and that was how my whole life changed. But if not, that it's just this particular situation, this life situation, is the one in which I'm supposed to take my next step. So don't think about life or karma as being rewarded or punished. Think about it as being the fruits of seeds I have planted, consciously or unconsciously, this life or past lives. And the only way to change it is two things. Number one, if I'm in a situation that feels like a punishment, instead of trying to figure out how to get out of it as quickly as I can, I need to figure out how to go through it as quickly as I can. It's not about walking around it. It's not about denying it. It's not about pushing it away. It's about figuring out, what is it in this situation that I'm actually supposed to grow from? What is it in this situation that actually is that which is supposed to make me blossom? You know, we talk sometimes about being the clay on the potter's wheel of the guru. That you're getting spun around and slapped and then thrown in the hot kiln. Doesn't feel good. But at the end of the day, you've emerged as a beautiful piece of art. You've emerged as something that is beneficial and useful for the world, a tool, rather than just a lump of clay. And so instead of wondering, why am I the one being punished to be spun around or in this hot fire? Ask yourself, what is it I'm supposed to learn, experience, become in this situation? Because until you do that, you're not going to be done with it. The universe is just going to keep sending it to you over and over again. This is why we find ourselves in patterns. The universe is saying to you, excuse me, we've got some work here. There's a purpose with this. You can run, but you can't hide. Here it is again. So the only way out is through. The other way, depending on the situation, is plant different seeds. So, okay, I'm in this situation right now. It doesn't feel good. I understand at some point in my past I've planted the seeds that have borne fruit today. But if I don't like this fruit, rather than expecting that I can just magic wand an apple tree into an orange tree, how do I find orange seeds? How do I plant them? So that if not tomorrow, at least next year, I'll have oranges. And in the meantime, how can I get whatever I'm supposed to get from this apple tree? Maybe it's a lesson in, making apple pie. Maybe I don't like apple pie, but I make it and bring it to the homeless kitchen. Maybe the guy living on the street really likes apples. Maybe the kids in the school nearby really like apples. So that's our Christmas. Karmic Christmas. Karma for Christmas, rather.